sir, you are Kevin Ross.
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Ross was previously in court, entered a plea of guilty in a new offense in clause number 25 DCCR 1310 to evading arrest or detention with the use of a vehicle. And then in clause numbers 24 DCCR 1198 and 1199, there were motions to revoke probation, and he entered pleas of true. And let me go figure out which. Evading arrest or detention with the use of a vehicle, and then also the evading arrest, the misdemeanor, from June 13th. He pled true to both of those. Pled not true to a possession of a marijuana case, not true to possessing marijuana, not true to never becoming intoxicated, regarding a drug patch positive for cocaine, and then pled true to 6, which was that he was out past curfew at 1:39 a.m. on June 13th, and also that he's behind in his court assessed fees. And those were all the same in those motion to revoke cases. One, he's on probation for evading arrest or detention with the use of a vehicle, and these were 4-year deferred probations from December 18th of 2024. And the second one was deadly weapon in a penal institution. So all 3 of these are 3rd-degree felonies. We've got 2 motion to revokes, 1 new case, cap of 8 years on all of them. I'm sorry. Would you please raise your right hand? That's who did the PSI. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you. Go ahead.
Police court, for the record, could you state your name, please?
Lenny Malbrough.
Speak
And
up,
ma'am?
please, ma'am.
Lenny Malbrough.
Thank you.
And you're the probation officer for Mr. Ross?
Yeah.
How long have you been his probation officer?
Not long at all. I think I got, I'd only been seeing him 2 months since the admin unit.
Okay, and so 2 months from today, back?
Yes.
Okay, and have you gone up to see him or talked to him?
Yes.
And when you went up to talk to him, what were your impressions of him? I know he was in jail. Was he respectful?
Yes, he was respectful.
Okay, and you know that the court now has to decide whether or not to send him to TDC or to continue him on probation. Right? You understand too that he was on probation for evading with a motor vehicle, and approximately 6 months, 5 months later, he's arrested for the same offense. Did you have a chance to take a look at the probation report? Right. Yeah. And what I want to get to real quickly is that the person who did this report, that wasn't you, right? Or was it?
The report?
Yes,
The hearing?
no, the report, PSI report.
No, sir.
Okay. It says here that he exhibits strengths, but he also has some concerns. Is that how you view it also?
Yes, sir.
Okay, can you explain a little bit about what his strengths are that you've seen? Very briefly.
So dealing with probation, he's pretty mild mannered than me. He acts respectful, but in the real world, I feel like he has some issues.
Okay, and what issues would that be?
Anger, and I feel like he's confused. Like most of the time when we're in probation, he calls his mom, and I don't feel like he can really understand the gravity of probation.
Do you take that because of his age, or do you think that he's just defiant?
I don't think it's age, or it could be a mix of both, but
Okay, how about did he have any learning disabilities that you remember? That could also affect his judgment?
I think he's on disability.
Okay, and what would he be on disability for, from your understanding?
I think it was a lack of disabilities.
Knowing all that, could that be one of the causes for the way he's acting?
Yes, it could play a part.
Was he ever given the opportunity to go into any of the probation programs that could be possible to address these issues?
They're doing things happening too quick.
And in order to allow him to see if you can't straighten him out. But he was reporting.
Yes.
And doing all the other things, but the new offense happened too quick before
He can really work probation.
anything at all. Um. Are there programs out there or in-house or outpatient programs that could be available to them?
Not that I can install right now.
There's nothing that they can do like a ISF or some type of program to say, hey, let me give you, try to straighten you out, give you some skills, give you some opportunities one last time.
Maybe ISF or like cognitive.
I mean, in-house, it has to be something like that, so you're or anything.
Yes.
I have nothing further to do.
Thank you.
Just a couple questions.
Sure.
Ms. Malbrough, as Mr. Ronson's probation officer, whether you were in direct supervision of him or taking over the file from another officer, have you had an opportunity to review the entirety of his file? And do you
I
know,
need you to speak
Yes,
up, please.
and do you know that when the new offense occurred and which he has pled true to on June 13th of 2025, was he wearing a drug patch at the time?
Yes, ma'am.
And based on your review of those records, do you find that the drug patch at that time on that date showed that it tested positive for cocaine?
Yes.
And would that have also been an additional violation of his probation?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that also an issue that was trying to be addressed both with the drug patch and with the underlying original probation?
Yes.
Do you also know or happen to know that the officer involved in the courtroom recall from the new evading has now been relocated to Dallas for the courtroom recall, the video that you have reviewed previously? Have you had an opportunity to briefly review those offense materials? And you know that to be a very egregious high-speed evading through all parts of Jefferson County.
Yes, ma'am.
And would it be your recommendation to continue Mr. Ross on any kind of probation at this time, or he can be revoked by the court?
Like this.
Any other questions of this witness?
Witness, Judge,
Any other witnesses?
just Mr. Ross.
Mr. Ross, raise your right hand the best you can. Do you swear from the testimony you're going to give in this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
Please, the court, just for the record, state your name.
Kevin Ross.
And Kevin, state, the court needs to now decide what to do with you, right?
Yes,
Simple
sir.
terms. Send you to the penitentiary or possibly give you a second chance. What would you like this court to consider?
Give him a second chance.
Okay, well, what do you base that on?
Like ISF.
Okay, but what do you base that on? What good do you have to say that I possibly will succeed?
Got a job. When I get out, I got a job. 3 jobs lined up for when I get out.
No place to stay.
Got a house.
You have 2 parents that are very disappointed in you, but they're still supportive, correct?
Yes, sir.
One of them actually works for a prison system, don't they? Mom,
Yes, sir.
she knows what happens in there.
Yes, sir.
And has she ever indicated to you that you're not penitentiary material? That
Yes, sir.
is that it's not a good place for you.
Yes, sir.
Well, tell me why, once this court gave you a second chance, that you decided that you wanted to go and get in a car and try to evade a DPS officer.
You can say it again.
Why did you make that decision after this court gave you a second chance to get behind the wheel of a car and try to, I guess, get away from a DPS officer? Why didn't you stop?
No, it was like I was I was in the wrong place, wrong time, and I was.
Did you really think you could?
How were you, hold
Oh,
on.
sorry.
Huh?
Think about your answers very carefully. What does being at the wrong place at the wrong time have to do with this insane chase that you went on? Insane. I mean, hundreds.
Let's be real, this is where his argument completely falls apart. Wrong place, wrong time, doesn't explain a 127-mile-per-hour police chase. That's not a mistake, that's a decision. The judge is calling it out directly. At this point, it's not just about breaking probation. It's about whether he's taking any real accountability. Do you think he actually understands how serious this is?
127 miles an hour I mean, crazy. What does that have to do with being at the
I
wrong
was with
place?
the wrong crowd at the wrong time. Like,
So so the people in your car were the wrong crowd?
yeah, like I was just hanging with the wrong people.
And that's what made you run from the
When I
car?
stopped, they just were like, nah.
Okay.
It was just intense. Like I stopped for them and they looked at me and was like, nah, don't. It just,
Because y'all were all doing stuff you shouldn't have been doing in the car. Right?
no, man.
No?
I was coming from